First of all, thank you all for coming. It is important in our lives that we encourage and push each other to do great things and to live in our purpose. How many of you guys are business owners? Make some noise. How many of you guys have done that by yourselves? Make some noise. So listen, number one, there is no cheat sheet to success. Every time you take the stairs and you take the long route, that means it lasts just a little bit longer. But I think one of the key elements that people oftentimes forget is to love on yourselves a little bit in the process. So a lot of people today will probably talk to you about how to make sure your business is successful. I want to talk to you more so about how to make sure you stay sane in the process. Because staying sane helps you to stay encouraged. And when you're encouraged, it really does push you to make sure you do your best and you give your best. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about was moving in the moment. A lot of times we actually miss the moment because we don't move in it. We're waiting on things to be perfect, and perfection does not exist. Only he who covers us is perfect enough to not make mistakes, right? So in the process of everything that we do, sometimes we may fail. But my failures have actually been a catalyst to the success. They've actually pushed me to do better. When I don't get it right the first time, I don't beat myself up, I do it better. And sometimes those lessons help you to progress to the next level. I kind of did a little bit of research on how many businesses would be shared with you guys throughout the entire business in year today, like throughout the entire day. And when you think about that, if we're encouraging one another, it makes the process just a little bit easier. One of the problems a lot of people have is they wonder why not me. Sometimes what others have been blessed with is not for you. So it's okay to encourage somebody else. If you've learned something, share the knowledge. If you see somebody doing a great job, tell them. Because you want somebody to be able to be that to you. And sometimes we don't have those people in our corner. That's when you have to say, encourage yourself. You encourage yourself to do better, to be better. You remind yourself that not everything will go the way you planned, but it's going the way God has planned it for you, and that means it's all going to work out. Because everything that I've done was a part of his plan, but not always mine. They just played a video for you of me singing a song called Pray. And I actually just had the opportunity to perform it at the CMT Awards, which are the Country Music Awards. And for me, as much as it was a dream to sing country, who knew that I would be able to stand on the stage with all the country greats without even having a country single? That is God working it out for me because I trust him, and I trust him in advance, and I trust him wholeheartedly. Another key element is balance. You just got to balance it out. It's not going to always go the way you plan it. I keep saying that because it's so true. But with balance, you can maintain. I got a lot of kids, and they come first. That's the balance. I have parents, and sometimes they just need my time and attention because there's no one that loves us like our elders. That's balance. And not every opportunity is a good one. That's balance. Your no sometimes has to be as strong as your yes. I've looked at a lot of things that I've said no to, and it was a blessing because it opened the door to the right yes. So when I think about what I'm doing, I know that the greatest part of it all is my faith in God, my faith in all that he has for me, and then my faith in me, because the hugest mistake you can make is believing that you can't. Whatever you believe is. And people don't understand there's power in the mind. You know, when you talk about something that's bothering you, it bothers you more quite often unless you speak on it in a positive manner, right? So if we give our gifts to positive light, they always manifest themselves properly. But when you speak negative, you can manifest that too. A lot of times what we see around us is exactly what we speak on a daily basis. That's in our personal and professional lives. So I'm finding that the more I speak the positive, the more I live the positive, the more I say it is good or it is written, the more things just flow much easier for me, from my heart and from my mind. And also another thing I had to learn is that what I'm doing is a reflection of me even when I'm not present. So be careful of the crowd. The crowd you keep, the company you keep, the staff you hire, the person you date, the friends you have, they all have a lot to do with where you're going and maybe where you're not going. Sometimes who you keep around you is exactly what's preventing you from making it to the next level. Do y'all understand what I'm saying when I say that? You can keep the company of a crowd and never be able to get out of the barrel. So it's key to make sure that you're keeping positive energy and positive people amongst you. A little bit. I'm from the south side of Atlanta, and that allowed me to keep myself grounded, because here's another key. Every person in this room that believes in themselves will be successful, but how you handle success determines how long it remains. You ever heard the term humble yourself? Humble yourself in all things, because it can be here 1 minute and then gone the next. There's no person that sits above the next. There is no person greater than the next. All of us were gifted with something great by God. So when we understand that, we know how to treat other people. That also pertains to business. If you do snake business, you get snake results. I still treat people with kindness. I still do business in a way where I'm not snaking, I'm not stealing, I'm not taking, I'm not getting in the way of someone else's blessing, because I know I have to pay the cost for that. If we do business and we think about that, that prevents us from making the mistake of being a snake. Let me hear you say, don't make the mistake of being a snake. Y'all know some snakes, you watch them on TV and you support them. I'm trying to tell you something real. You gotta be careful who you mistreat. And another key component is, don't mistreat yourself. Self-care is important. If someone or something makes you sad, or it hurts you, or it makes you feel devalued, let it go. You can love people from afar. We can love cornbread, but we can't eat it every has been a tremendous help. And what I wanted to do was give you guys a couple of my affirmations, because I got a whole lot of them. But y'all want to hear some of my affirmations and we repeat them after each other? Okay. The first one, say this loud and strong. Say, I will move in the moment. Ready, what is necessary is right within you. So we have to make sure we move in the moment. Don't miss it. It may not ever come again. So when you move in the moment, you can seize the moment and the opportunity properly, because you are already ready. Now the second one, say, I will focus talk to people that I may not be able to sit face to face with, but I know if I can do it, you can do it. So I'm not going to miss the opportunity because of the obstacle, right? Okay. 3, I will inhale positivity and exhale. Negativity. Everybody take a deep breath in. That means even some noise. You got to inhale the positivity so that when you are speaking to them, you're speaking life. Not death, not dishonor, not deceit, not deception. You want to be able to speak that into them. So step aside and take a deep breath. Listen, at my son's game this evening, I'm going to be inhaling deep the whole time, because every time a rep don't call it right, it's coming. I can feel it rising in my spirit, but I got to exhale. Now, 4, I trust God's plan for my life. Say this one loud. I trust God's plan for my life. That means what you think you're supposed to do, he may already have a plan that's completely different than the one you're thinking of. One dream led me to the next one and the next one and the next. But I trust him. Sometimes I end up in places and spaces I never even dreamed of, but it's because I believe in him and I believe that he got me. And let me tell you why I believe that he's got me. At 18 years old, I witnessed the suicide. I lost my grandmother, and then my first cousin dropped dead of an aneurysm in her kid's school. I wasn't sure what was next, but I trusted him. So after that came the makings of me. After that came Still Standing. Time. So I ain't telling y'all something I read, I'm telling you something I live. Do y'all feel me? Say it one more time. I trust God's plan for my life. And the last one that you gotta hold on to is grant. You can hire people to share it. But if all you post on your pages is you and your man and you ain't never mentioned your business, we don't know nothing about it.